السلام عليكم يا شباب. معكم كيكو أليكس. آه، أنا النهاردة إن شاء الله هقدم لكم لعبة سينكينج سيتي. لعبة ممتازة جدا من ألعاب الرعب سكايريم. ألعاب فيها غموض، لعبة فيها تحقيقات، عالم مختلف، عالم يعني ظلام. اللعبة ما شفت الفيديوهات بتاعتها عجبتني، شدتني. لعبة مش زي أي لعبة، مش مجرد إن هي بتعتمد على الجي بي إس وبس، إن أنت عندك بوينت لازم تروح لها. لا، اللعبة أنا عملتها تيست كده قبل ما أبدأ أونلاين. اللعبة مش سهلة، اللعبة محتاج إن أنت تفهم الكلام اللي أنت بتسمعه، القصة اللي أنت بتسمعها، الفلوس اللي أنت بتلاقيها، محتاج تجمع الأحداث وتربط الأحداث ببعض. تختلف عن أي لعبة أنت ممكن تلعبها. هي مش مجرد مابا تفتحها وتتك تلاقي المابا قدامك وتلاقي دي مهمة ودي مهمة فرعية ودي حاجة كده عشوائية، حاجة عايز تعملها عايز تعملها. لا، هي مش كده خالص. هي باختصار لعبة ممتازة جدا وإن شاء الله هتعجبكم وهنشوف مع بعض التفاصيل. أنا عملتها بالعربي لأن أنا فعلا حابب إن أنا ألعب اللعبة دي بالعربي. أنا لقيت لعبة نازلة معايا بالإنجليزي، مش عارف إزاي أحول عربي ومعرفش الموضوع يعني إيه. يعني مزودني في الأول، مع إن أصلا الأوبشن كان قدامي من زمان وأنا مش واخد بالي منه، بس يعني اللي حصل. طيب احنا دلوقتي هنبدأ اللعبة وهنشوف ان شاء الله يعني اللعبة بتتكلم على ايه بالظبط. البطل بتاعها، السيرة الذاتية، السيناريو، الحوار، التأليف. يعني من أكتر الألعاب اللي أنا لعبتها وكان فيها سيناريو وحوار وتأليف كويس جدا كانت لعبة ذا ويتشر 3، وهي كانت باللغة العربية. طيب هنشوف برضو اللعبة ديت هل هي هتكون يعني السيناريو، الحوار، الإخراج بتاعها، هل هو حاجة الستوري بتاعتها حاجة فعلا قوية تستاهل، حاجة مش سهل إنها تتنسي، ولا هي زيها زي أي لعبة. هنشوف. العزيز السيد شمس، كما قد هناك ماتشز كمان أن افتراضاتها كانت صحيحة. مثل هذه الحالات هي في الواقع كثيرة. هنا ينجذب الرجال والنساء من جميع أنحاء البلاد إلى مدينة أوكلاند ويعانون من رؤية مشابهة لرؤياك. مدينة تغرق. تمام. وجود شيء عظيم لكن غير معروف حتى الآن. أعتقد أننا وجدنا مصدر صدمة، وكذلك الشخص الذي قد يساعدك. جهز نفسك ثم تعال إلى مدينة أوكلاند، سوف ألتقي بك هنا لمساعدتك. تحياتي، يوهانس فان ديربير. طيب. تمام. أوكي. البطل بتاعنا أحسن. أوكي. وات. إذا النسخة مشتغلش معايا. اوكي، زي احنا شايفين برنامج البطل اهوت. يا- اوكي. هات.
Hope I never have to.
وانا هنا ايه؟ رصاص مسدس حاد 38. عزيزي السيد الشرطة، ماشي. دي الرسالة اللي احنا قريناها واحنا داخلين. في ايه تاني؟ كاميرا قابلة للطي. لما جت الهيروينز.
Never trust a
لا
tourist
تفتكر فيها الإعلانات
advertisement.
السياحية. طيب معانا
Now get out.
طيب شكرا.
At last,
أخيرا
Mr.
سعدت
Charles
سؤال.
Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vandenberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
المدينة بدلة جميلة.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
أنا روبرت طيب هنشوف موضوع الفيضان ده. أخبرني عن هذا. بدأ عدة أسابيع وارتفع كميات دون تنحصر.
Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and a patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Oh, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
تنشيط الخريطة في المزيد من المعلومات والخريطة حرف الإف. كتب مفتاح لغرفة الفندق دي سريف. اوكي قال يوهانس فيربير بيننا بحاجة العثور على شخص في ميناء أكرمنت اسمه روبرت. ماشي قرينا عزيز السيد. ماشي اوكي. قصر العقل لا يوجد أدلة. ماشي طيب يوهانس دوت الراجل ده هو اللي كان باعت لي الجواب وهو اللي قال لي تعالى عشان اشوف لك موضوع رؤياك وموضوع رفقاك مع راجل شخص اللي المفروض ان انا هدور عليه دلوقتي، اللي هو المفروض ان هو هيقول لي ايه حكايه الرؤيه دي بالظبط. لكن هو ذكر لي كمان حاجه، كمان قال لي ان في حاجه بتشغل بالي دلوقتي ومحتاج يعني، فانا محتاج اعرف ايه هي.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
هل أنت روبرت
Excuse me.
ثروغمورتون؟
Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
ماذا حدث لابنك؟ ماذا تعرف عن الرؤيا؟ ملامحها غير معتادة. طيب خلينا نشوف الحاجة تشغل بالك.
What happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, PI, finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. Even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells, they are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
أنا عايز أعرف شكله ليه عمل كده.
I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera, you have a point, newcomer.
فيرا
So,
ايه فيرا دي يا عم؟
Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Tane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
ايه يا عم راجل الفظ ده؟ تعال نشوف قارب النجاة. ادي قارب النجاة.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business. Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
Do you like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
شكرا حبيبي، عارف والله انه ما ينفعش اسيبه في الوقت الحاضر. طيب ده
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Eagle Vision.
Something with this helmet gives me.
طيب.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
وصية ألبرت سراغمورتن. أمل أن يجد أحدهم هذا اسم ألبرت سراغمورتن، وهذه هي وصيتي. أريد أن أحذرك، لا تذهب إلى الأعماق تحت أكومنت. هناك غير قابل للقراءة. غير قابل للقراءة. كان يجب علينا عدم القيام بذلك أبدا. كل شيء كان يجب أن يبقى في هذا الكهف. بروفيسور غير قابل للقراءة. أخشى ما سيحدث لي أنه يغني في عقلي، يرقص على جفني في كل مرة أغلق فيها عيني. غير قابل للقراءة. وبعدين يعني تستمر الدورة وتستمر غير قابل للقراءة. في نهاية الأمر يأتي يجب أن أحذر الجميع. يجب أن أخبر والداي غير قابل للقراءة أنه هنا تم إيجاد كل الأدلة. بيد الصياد. بيد الصياد.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I've said everything I know.
قلت كل شيء أعرف. ما هذا؟ طيب خليني معي. فحص البيت حتة حتة.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
تعال.
Hey, can you hear me?
بس.
Oh my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me.
That sounds familiar. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
يبقى ليه رؤية زي فيجن تختلف عن رؤية أي حد.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
يسمح لك الاستبصار بالماضي جميع الحسنات حدثت في الماضي. افحص أدلة كافية في المشهد استظهر رؤية اذهب إليها واحصل على جميع المشاهد ثم قم بتجميل المشهد بالترتيب زمن الحصول على أدلة جديدة.
This ape face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Yeah, run! Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
غلط. دوت واحد
Take this,
ودوت
ape face.
اتنين ودوت تلاتة.
Yeah, run!
غلط.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face.
دي رقم تلاتة.
Yeah, run!
صح.
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself.
عندما استيقظ
He attacked the fishermen and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
هرب. اوكي قصر العقل تم إيجاد. يبقى أحتاج أخش قصر العقل. أحتاج قصر العقل. التحقق في القضية الرئيسية يكشف عن قرار مفقودة معك. خطوات فتح الكتب ثم انتقل إلى قصر العقل. اجمع بين أسباب القرار زيادة السبب الحصول على دليل مهم حول القضية يتم إضافتها إلى الكتب. الاستنباطات هذه فسان الفروقات الدقيقة في القضية يتم وضعها في الفصل. الاستنباطات تشكل الطريقة
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. Something in the pocket.
والعذر يتخذ الدم لو يسمن فضلك فقدره يسمع الرب أعلم
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. Won't budge.
Oh. Okay. عملت ايه يا حزين؟
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
كسر العقل. هنا ولد مقتول.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I'd hope for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilled for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need. I gave you clear instructions, did I not? I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
طيب هروح انا بقى ايه ابيت في الفندق. ولا ان في قارب هو اللي هينقلني يوديني هناك. أليس صحيح؟ أليس كذلك؟ المفروض ان انا اختار هنا.
The port is closed by order of Robert Frogmore.
طب اروح الفندق ازاي يا بني ادمين؟ الدنيا شكلها مقفولة ولا ايه؟ طيب حان عندنا الذاكرة.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure. Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
الراجل ده عطاني مفتاح طلع مخبي اللي هو اسمه لويس. تعال نشوف اليد بيعمل ايه.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Seems a little generic, don't you think?
I see many things, boy. And I will tell you them in detail for a small fee.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars circled by the dead. A race from one to the next as time itself laughs.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon. Me, I just caught an early glimpse.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
What the? Get them! Oh.
you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition, reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little something to get started, and my lips are sealed.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed.
طيب كده يعني احنا خدنا نبذة كويسة عن اللعبة، فكده كويس جدا الوقت اللي احنا لعبناه. و يعني الكلام كان فيه اللعبة كان فيها حوارات كتيرة وحوار كتير جدا وكلام وشروحات وبعض التفسير اللي بيحصل في المدينة والوحوش ديت والست اللي هي العرافة ديت والندل والقاتل والمجني عليه. فدي حاجة طبيعية في أي لعبة، إن أنت هتدرسها كويس، تبدأ تفهم شوية حاجات، تبدأ تبص في النوتس لغاية ما تفهم الحاجات دي. بعد كده أنت اللعبة هتبقى معاك مفتوحة بقى للفايت والكومبات والكلام ده، وده بيبان شق تاني من اللعبة. إنما لحد دلوقتي اللعبة كويسة جدا، حواراتها كويسة، الألغاز بتاعتها كويسة، الربط بين الأحداث معمول بشيء ذكي، التقنية بتاعتها حلوة مش وحشة. فإن شاء الله هنكمل إن شاء الله البارت 2 بإذن الله كمان يوم، وبإذن الله أشوفكم إن شاء الله مرة تانية وعلى خير. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.